8 October, 11 o'clock. Those sharpshooters bearing down with that rifle, boys, you notice. I got some new land to hunt after deer season. And I've got some land that I can hunt now that I've not even been on during this squirrel season so far, okay? And it's got a lot of oak timber on it. There's about 5,000 acres to my south that I've never squirrel hunted in my life. It's government property, open for season. But I won't go down there during deer season. Monster oaks on it, boys. Monster everything. If I go down there, I'll show you, okay? Government bought it in '66 and there ain't been a tree cut on it. It had some big timber in places on it in '66, so you can imagine what's down there. That old trigger cam, you notice that thing there? That shows you the squirrel, huh? You notice this morning, boys, I had this scope on 7.5 power parallax set on 30 yards, and you're looking right at them squirrels in them trees. And they weren't that far away. You notice how hard them squirrels are to see in them trees, even looking through that damn scope? You see a silhouette sort of with the tail, you know, but you don't really see where the head is, and you might see the feet moving. The problem is, them squirrels, you know, they can be upside down, upside right, sideways. They're in all different positions in them damn oak trees, eating them little acres. So you got to really be paying attention, you know. You just don't aim for the blob. Of course, with a scatter gun, I guess you could, but you know, them squirrels would be hard to see in them trees with naked eyes shooting them with scatter guns. And you notice they didn't shake a lot of leaves in them trees. They move, shift just a little bit, get them a nut and sit back down with it or lay back down with it and hold on and eat. Now, we'll be hunting some more squirrels. We'll be posting some more videos, Lord willing. I've got some sickness in my family, though. 3 family members with chronic diseases. So far, so good, but that could change at any time. All right. This is day 46 of season. I've harvested 324 squirrels. You can do the math on that. I tried to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and that's one reason why I got that trigger cam, you know, because I suspect some people think the old sharpshooter's been fibbing. Well, I have not been fibbing. I've been trying to tell you all along, you know, but there's some people, you know, they just don't get it. I got better things to do with my time than to tell damn lies. And why would I spend all that money on these barrels for this gun? Spend all that money on that scope and spend all that money on that trigger cam and spend all that money on this ammunition I'm shooting to go tell a bunch of damn lies. I could have a damn Daisy Red Ryder baby gonna be out hunting squirrels and tell damn lies, couldn't I? You see all that stuff I put over there on that Rimfire Central farm as it pertains to squirrel hunting. Well, I just didn't pull that shit out of a hat like a rabbit, okay? It's good data. If you'd have seen where I was sitting this morning when I shot them squirrels, I seen a squirrel in one of them trees, but I didn't shoot it. I didn't shoot it. I kept walking. I had to go hide. I couldn't really show you in the camera what I did, but I had limited viewing into them trees. And them squirrels didn't seem to be too afraid when this gun would go off. Seemed like they would move in the tree a little bit and then go get them an acre or just sit back down with it and go right back to eating. Of course, that being cool might have helped. Early in the morning might have helped. Okay. We'll be showing some more videos. Leaves off. Should be real interesting watching that trigger cam. I've done showed a couple of longer shots on squirrels and 1 or 2 groundhogs. Okay, we're going to stretch the legs on the gun a little more. When leaves gets off, I'll show you. I'll have to call out the distance, though. The trigger cam doesn't tell you the distance. But I will call out the power on the scope. And I will call out the distance either before or after the shot. Now, to be lasering it to trees or a landmark near the squirrel. It's not exactly, super precise, but you'll get the idea, okay? I did this before, but I was using a handheld camera, but you didn't get to see me shoot the squirrel. I'd have to turn the camera back on, and sometimes you could see the squirrel flopping, rolling off the hill. Well, you probably won't get to see that much in this trigger cam because I'm not one to track the squirrel once it falls a whole lot of the times in this. You get to see what happens at shot, but now, every now and then I want to hang up in a tree, and I'll put the trigger cam back up there so you can see it until it falls out. That don't happen very often. Now, just remember now, I'm not bullshitting you. I'm running this damn camera. This camera's not turned on and let run until I'm done hunting. You have to turn this camera on, and you have to turn this camera off to record. Plus run the gun. Plus keep your eye on the squirrel. So just think about what I'm telling you, okay? If I wouldn't have been running this trigger cam this morning, I could have bagged 10 squirrels sooner than what I did. This applies to other hunts that I've bagged 10 squirrels. Okay? Yesterday afternoon, I let a squirrel get away because I was trying to run that trigger cam. I could have killed it without that trigger cam. If I would have been fooling with that, I would have killed that squirrel. So that'll happen to you too. Okay? But I'll put up with it because, I just want to show people, because there's been some people that's run their miles and made statements. And I'm just showing you what a squirrel hunter and with the right equipment, the right skill set, what you can do. And some experience. Some squirrels are real easy to harvest. Some ain't. Some days they're easier to harvest than others. When you start trying to push up into the upper echelons on an actual harvest, it can be a little tougher. Killing 4 or 5 is one thing. Killing 8 or 10 is a different thing. You have to make the best use of your time. Squirrels don't always stir the same time every day, especially in the winter time. Last winter, and this is a fact, I've noticed squirrels like to generally stir during the middle part of the day, early afternoon. Last year was sort of an exception, but we had a walnut crop in here last year, boys. I've never seen one close. This year there's hardly any walnuts. Hardly any, but they're still eating them. They're still eating last year's walnuts in places. I've seen that this year. During this late summer, fall season right now for squirrels. So the squirrels shouldn't starve, but the acorn crop, I don't believe there'll be many acres left come 4 weeks from now, based on what I'm seeing. They're eating them hard, boys. These deer's not going to have many acres. The turkeys, they're not going to be many acres fall off. But the acres, another thing I've noticed too that I find strange, we had a very early leave out year this last spring. You see that hill up there? That hill is still relatively green, all things considered. And in the woods, I'm hearing very little fall out of the trees, to include white oak acorns. Very, very little falling out of the tree. Usually this time of the year, you'll walk into the woods, you get a little wind blowing, It'll sound like he's sprinkling rain. I'm not hearing that in the woods this year. But I know the trees have got acres on them because the squirrels are raping them. So the trees are still very, very intact with what they have on them for nuts. Well, that's going to conclude the video. We're going to break out the crossbow this afternoon and go after a deer since we bagged out this morning on squirrels.